making feed tonight, and I blew this tire a while ago. Just an old tire from an old vehicle, as you can tell by the beautiful white walls. It's been on for a while, and it's just being a real pain to move around the farm, and I gotta move from bin to bin, and it's just taking me too long. So we're gonna pull off the 4 bolts here, and we're gonna go to my spare auger I have and pull off a good tire and replace it so I can get keep on feeding tonight. So yeah. So we bought this auger in a package deal with a New Holland grinder mixer mill and a Roto grind bale processor. So we bought both them, and the guy threw this auger in. I haven't put a motor on it or any belts and all that, but so far, at the very least, I'm going to steal a tire off it, because this tire is holding air, and yeah, it still has a white wall, so it's a pretty old tire yet, but you can see we're running a little low on tires. This tire on the other side is already basically shot, but at some point I'll get this auger up and running. It's a nice auger. Yeah, it's on the list. So we're putting the old tire back on here. So this hub isn't sitting in the mud and the dirt for, you know, the next, I'd like to say months, but probably years, when we actually do something with this auger.
Hello, so it is currently Thursday, and I don't think that we've taken any videos yet for this week, but that's okay. I'm just taking a video because I'm in my hoodie and, like, you know, stuff, but like it's been very cold, and then today, now I'm outside, and it's like, according to the forecast, like 18 degrees, which is kind of ridiculous. It doesn't like feel like 18 degrees, but it's definitely warm out. Like, I don't actually need this, but you know. I've been trying a new thing this week where rather than like making supper and doing chores after supper, we do chores like earlier and then have supper, so it's a late supper. But like now at least I'm not doing chores completely in the dark every night. This is the first night I've actually made it out at 5 like I've intended to. All the other times it's been like 5:30, 6, 6:30, but you know, today's going according to plan anyway, so that's good. Just doing some extra bedding while it is light out here, rather than always having to do it in the dark. We did unfortunately have a calf die. We did everything we could. As you can see, we were tubing it, electrolytes, so it could get some sustenance, and it was absorbing it okay, but we treated it the best we could, and we did everything we could, but unfortunately that's how it goes sometimes. Calves will die. You expect it to happen, you don't want it to happen, but you do expect that not all of the calves you get are gonna survive. That's the gamble you play when you have such young calves. It is snowing. It's been kind of snowing a bit all day, so I just collected bottles so that they can defrost. And then I've got to go while it's still light out, because the tractor doesn't have lights, at least the one I use doesn't have lights. So I got to go while it's still light out to get straw for everybody. Got this row of calves bedded down now. We're making sure we bed lots of bedding tonight because it's a very wet snow, and that's how you get very sick calves. So you can see how wet they are on their backs, so lots and lots of bedding for these guys.
Good evening, it's November the 14th. As you might see here, we got hit with a pretty good amount of snow. We weren't supposed to have snow yet, but we have. So we have moved a bunch of calves indoors. We normally put them in a sheltered pen outside in our small feed pens, but we're overstocked and we are planning on finishing the pens tomorrow, which is Saturday, with some guys that are coming out and helping us finish. And unfortunately, this snow came before that. And this morning it was very wet and heavy, and yeah, they don't like that very much. So if they're a little bit older, they could handle it, but these guys are just weaned, so they kind of got hit a little harder than they should have. But they're inside. We'll double check, make sure they're all good, and make sure they have a good night's sleep. Good evening. We've had a lot of rain and snow, so if you can't see, the pen's a little muddy, so we'll have the tractor bucket, on the forks. Got a bunch of straw here, we'll bed it all the pens, and these guys will have a nice place to sleep tonight. So we spread kind of roughly around. And then the calves will spread the rest themselves.
You like the kitty, Rory? Yeah. Oh, be gentle, Rory. No, you'll be gentle. Yeah, you gotta be gentle. 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 Gentle, Rory. So we were about to head off to church and I saw some cows out, and then the more I walked around the yard there was more and more cows out. So now we are going to get the cows out. Look at the cat up there. Just to top things off, one of the little bottle calves that we just got yesterday is out as well. They're easier to get back in though. Or are we gonna do these first?
One group in.
Okay.
One's looking that way, 'cause this thing we have to go that way.
Is that 136?
Oh, is that 136?
That's 136.
They should all have red
Oh, they're
marks.
running down.
That's fine, Daniel. Don't chase them.
Okay.
The ones with the red marks, we won't try to bowl.
Which one's 124?
One over here. Okay, just go slow because they're going over a fence.
Okay, I just don't want those guys to run that way.
Meadows.
Well,
Here, they'll go up the hill. Push this way.
will they? Okay.
Those guys will go over the hill. Like they're all gone.
Well, that guy looks dumb.
They'll come back. Cows like to follow trails.
I'd love to train Harley, but I don't think she will.
Try to train a dog to that's trained to bring stuff to you.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're all from that one. Because that one's basically empty. Under this stack of wood, the mice, all of these little like paths and trails you see, the mice built a, oh, there goes the mouse. Yeah, you see? He's going through all of what he thinks is his home, but unfortunately for him, we've just moved his home. We're putting up the last sheet of plywood, and then now there's plywood on all 4 of these shelters. And then the next step is going to be to put the wind fence slats up like that. Good morning. So I am just headed up to the pens to do a head count and get their tag numbers so I can make sure my records are all good. Because I did get a little behind this past month and it has resulted in weird records and things are wrong, and I gotta make sure that my records stay correct. So sometimes they lose their ear tag that we give them, like this guy here. But thankfully, he still has his EID tag or whatever it's called, I don't know. So I just need to somehow get close enough to him that I can video the back of his tag, screenshot it, then have that number so I can figure out who this guy is. Because we have both in our records. You're kind of cute. So we are back at it again today, and we have all of the plywood up, but now we are just finishing putting all of the screws in. We want each one to have about 5 on the top and bottom, and then 3 or 4 on the sides. So we've just got to finish doing that. So we've lifted it up, and then we got to tuck in the plywood, suck it up right to the steel, and then we'll be good to go. And I'll have to blur his face here, but Rory's looking pretty cute in his new extra socks that we got for him. It'll be going in the barn mostly, but thought it was handy to take it out here today since it's such a beautiful day. So I haven't been recording because we had lullabies playing for my baby, who now his aunt is watching him for a bit. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lengths cut. And we're working on the 6th one. We decided we'll just cut all the lengths first, and then once they're all cut for all the shelters here, then tomorrow we can work on putting them on. Show you guys what I've got here. So this 35 grid shows all of our calf sheds. It has the calf number, as well as if they're weaned just in the morning, they get water ×1, and in the evening, if they get for both, they get water ×2. And this shows us how much milk versus water we need to make. This shows what dates we need to transition the water ×1s to water ×2s. And then here's important notes. So tomorrow morning we got 150 and 151 starting on water, so Makai needs to know that, so I wrote that down. And then I noted when the next week starts, just as a reminder for myself as well, so when it gets to the 22nd I know, oh yeah, I've got to make sure I mark those down, and then they can start weaning, which will be a lot simpler than having to go and check on our phones and the notes app every time. It's not accurate if I don't update it, if Makai doesn't remember to look, whereas now it's got here right in the milk room. Also, just a reminder that we do use these on the calf sheds themselves to show which ones are weaned, so you don't have to just rely on this and remember. It does show on the physical calf shed to make things smoother as well. Do you ever get the feeling that you're being watched? Well, now they moved, so now the clip is no fun. Hello, where did you go? I don't know. Well, hello there. There's the guy that was watching me earlier. Now the door's open, why are you come in?